Stu Imami, and I'm the host of The Road to Success for Your Highly Sensitive Child. This podcast is about empowering parents of highly sensitive children to nurture their child's unique personality trait and create a path to success. Our podcast provides guidance, insights, and support to help you unlock your child's full potential, fostering resilience, confidence, and a bright future. If you're new to my podcast, please go back and listen to episodes 1 and 2 because they provide information on high sensitivity that all subsequent episodes will build upon. If you skip these episodes, you won't get as much out of this and all subsequent episodes. To book a private coaching session with me, please visit my website at parentinghsc.com. Today's episode is about parenting highly sensitive babies from a newborn to 1-year-old. So you might ask, how do I know that my newborn is a highly sensitive baby? Well, given the fact that being highly sensitive is a personality trait that is inherited, you can find out if you or your partner are highly sensitive or if your parents are highly sensitive. If the answer is yes, then most likely your child will also be highly sensitive. But there are other things that you could look out for to be sure that your baby is highly sensitive. They might cry more than non-highly sensitive children at the same age. This may translate to crying 3 hours per day and at least 4 days a week. And they may maintain eye contact with you at 2 weeks of age. They may be highly reactive to stimuli like bright lights, loud sounds, scratchy clothing, and smells. And then I also encourage you to just tune in to your intuition and see what your intuition is telling you. Because often, if we tune into our intuition, first of all, it gets stronger. The more we listen to it, the stronger it gets. And second of all, I truly believe that as a parent, we intuitively know what our child needs. And let's say that you decide your child is highly sensitive, and a few months down the line, as your child is developing, you realize, oh, maybe my child is not highly sensitive. But if you treat your child as if because you've decided in the beginning that you think your child is highly sensitive and you treat them like they're highly sensitive, then you can only gain from that. Because even if your child turns out to be a non-highly sensitive child, they have benefited from the fact that you have been attuned with your child. You responded on time with the right action, and you provided a lot of support, and that's super beneficial when you have a newborn. As you know, if you have listened to the previous podcasts, when I shared my life story, unfortunately, I was not given, the care that I needed when I was a baby, and as a result, I developed a insecure attachment style. I developed an anxious attachment style, which was very, very challenging to overcome as an adult. And also because of the fact that I was not given the right care when I was a baby and throughout my childhood, I also grew up believing that the world is not a safe place for me. And so that means that I grew up always being in the fight or flight response. So I always lived in that mode. And I didn't even know it until most recently when, some traumatic experiences happened to me where I needed to get therapy. And I actually had to see a psychologist and a psychiatrist. And they both told me that they're seeing that I'm living in fight or flight mode all the time. And I was like, wow, this is so profound. And I looked back at my life and I realized that, yeah, they're right. I have been for sure in the past 2.5 years with all the trauma that I have experienced in the past 2.5 years. I have definitely been living in fight or flight in the past 2.5 years on a daily basis, unfortunately, up until recently when it was brought to my attention. And now, of course, I have the tools that I need to deal with that and ensure that I do my best not to be in that mode. Um, but wouldn't it be wonderful if you gain all this knowledge and learn from the life that I lived and all the studies that I've done in the past, 30 plus years to get myself to be in this place where I'm healed from all these different things that I had to deal with as a child, as an adult. And I've been able to heal, but it took a long, long time and it took a lot of effort. But wouldn't it be nice if I could, share my life story with you and be vulnerable with you, and in the hopes that your child is going to get benefit from me sharing all these tools and knowledge that I have, and that way you can set up your child for success. And it's not guaranteed. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Even if you're the most amazing parent on this planet, it could be possible that your child will still end up having anxiety and still have issues in life. But most likely, that's not going to be the case. Um, and there's been a lot of studies done by a lot of different doctors and scientists, and, and on the importance of parenting your child in a manner that they need. And every child is different. So even highly sensitive children, every highly sensitive child is different. So you as a parent are going to know your child the best. And these are just tools that I'm sharing with you. And you might try some and you may not try the others because you know that, for example, it may not work for your child or it's not the best for your child. But the point is to give you as many tools as possible so that you have the knowledge and you have the tools that you need with all the other information. I'm sure that you as a parent are already learning and educating yourself in various ways, and this is just another way. So let's get into it. So let's assume that you have decided that your baby is highly sensitive. So how do you parent them differently than than if you had a non highly sensitive child? So your baby needs to know that their needs will be met. So this is done by knowing how to soothe your baby and being attuned to your baby's needs and being attuned in a timely manner and providing what they need in a timely manner. If you don't provide what your baby needs, then they may grow up to believe that the world is not a safe place. And they may develop insecure attachment styles. They may develop anxiety, depression, and other illnesses. So it's really important that, especially in the beginning of your baby's life, that they trust you and they know and trust that their needs are going to be met by you. So some of the things that highly sensitive babies might need is reducing stimulation. For example, eliminate toys such as mobiles over their crib. Reduce sounds, establish routines that your baby likes. You can try out different routines and see which ones they like better. And once you find the one that works for them, just make sure that you just stick to that one and don't make any changes to it. Highly sensitive babies and children in general, they don't like change. So the more you can keep their routine consistent, and not introduce any changes to it, the better that they will feel, the safer they will feel. And then Cut down on visitors and excursions, at least in the first 6 months of of the baby's life. And then use soft clothing. Adjust the temperature in the room. Basically, as much as possible, create an environment that resembles life in the womb. Make sure that your baby sleeps enough, because this is really important for all children. Everything that I mentioned is important for all children, but it's more harmful for a highly sensitive child if they don't get these things. Make sure that you carry your baby, because if your baby is near you, it provides them reassurance and they feel safer. Take your baby outdoors in nature. Nature has a very healing and grounding and calming effect on everyone, but for babies who are highly sensitive, this is very soothing for them. It soothes their nervous system. And then express yourself. Since your baby is not at the point where they can talk to you, express yourself. Let your face and words tell your child what you think he feels and how you feel in response. So, now let's talk about children who are 6 months to a year old. A lot of the things that I already talked about will be applicable, even from 6 months to 1 year. For example, being a responsive caregiver. So, being attuned to your baby's cues and responding promptly to their needs is still very important. And then your baby might easily get overwhelmed. So, offering comfort and security is still going to be very critical. And then having a predictable routine. As we talked about earlier, establishing a consistent daily routine that includes regular nap times, feeding schedules, and playtime is very important. And for a highly sensitive child, predictability is very soothing for them. It makes them feel secure and it reduces their anxiety. Gentle, soothing techniques. So, using techniques such as rocking, swaddling, or soft music to help your baby calm down when they become overwhelmed is a really great tool. And having a quiet and calm environment. So, make sure that your home is quiet and calm, and as much as you can, reduce any kind of noise and stimulation. And provide your baby with comfort items, such as introducing them to, stuffed animals that are fluffy and soft. And if you know what kind of animals they like, you can buy that particular animal. Soft blankets are always really helpful. And these are just really another way of giving them security and comfort. And then consider having your baby close to you. So either using a baby carrier or a sling to keep your baby close to you. It really helps them explore the world around them, but in a safe way, because your being in your arms provides them a sense of safety and comfort. And then getting them sensory friendly toys. So toys that are designed with sensory sensitivity in mind. So soft textures, simple toys, something that's not loud and overwhelming. Those are all great choices. And then again, trust your instincts. You know your baby best, and trust yourself and the bond that you've created with your child. And this can be valuable in itself, just being in tune with your intuition and let your intuition let your intuition guide you. So before we close this episode, I just want to remind you that, it is really challenging to raise a highly sensitive baby and parent a highly sensitive baby. And I commend you for being such good parents and taking the time to listen to these podcasts and, just gaining more knowledge and various tools that you can try out with your baby. And I'm super proud of you for taking the time to just acquire new knowledge and get new tools. And because that shows that you're an amazing parent who is trying your best to raise a child that is set up for success in life. And I'm really proud of you because I know it's a lot of work. I know that raising a highly sensitive baby raising any baby is challenging, but having a highly sensitive baby is a lot of work, as they require a lot more than a non highly sensitive child. So I just want to let you know that I'm very proud of you. And I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my podcast and, to allow me to share my experience with you in the hopes that I can help you out and I can help your child out. So thank you. As we close this episode, I want to remind you that you have the power to create a bright and successful future for your highly sensitive child. Embrace their uniqueness, nurture their strengths, and provide them with the love and support they need. Together, we can pave a path to success that aligns with their sensitivity. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, you're not alone on this journey. We'll be here with more insights and inspiration in our next episode. Until then, keep believing in your child's potential because they truly are extraordinary. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and stay committed to setting your child up for success in life. To book a private coaching session with me, please visit my website at parentinghsc.com.